Welcome to the epic tale of one of the greatest stories in history. Today, we're traveling back over 5,000 years to witness a fierce battle that shaped the destiny of an empire. This is the story of King Narmer, the first to unify Egypt and change the course of history forever. This isn't just a story of war. It's a saga of vision, courage, and destiny. Imagine ancient Egypt, split in two, with Upper Egypt in the south and Lower Egypt in the north. For generations, these lands had been ruled by separate kings, living in conflict. In the southern city of Thynis, a young man named Narmer was born. Unlike most, he did not accept division. Narmer was driven by a single vision: a united Egypt under one banner. Narmer was no ordinary young man. Known as a fierce warrior, he had been trained in the arts of combat and strategy. As he gazed northward to the rich lands of the Delta, Narmer saw what he needed to do. To achieve his dream, he would have to defeat the king of Lower Egypt in a battle that would forever change their world. One scorching day, while watching the sun set behind the mountains, Narmer made the decision that would change history. He gathered his warriors and declared his mission. "We will go north. We will unite Egypt." Preparation for war began. Narmer built a mighty army of elite fighters and archers and crafted a fleet of swift boats that could navigate the river's challenging paths. He knew the delta would be treacherous and planned for a swift, adaptable force that could overcome whatever lay ahead. At dawn, Narmer's army arrived at the borders of the delta, facing the powerful forces of Lower Egypt. Across the field, the rival king stood ready with his own loyal warriors. Both armies knew what was at stake. Egypt's destiny hung in the balance. With a fierce battle cry, Narmer raised his scepter, and his army surged forward like a flood. The clash was brutal, with arrows whistling through the air and swords clashing. The sounds of war echoed across the plains as soldiers fought with every ounce of strength they had. Amidst the chaos, Narmer carved his way through the battlefield, his eyes burning with determination. He spotted the king of Lower Egypt, and as their gazes met, both men knew this would be the final showdown. Narmer charged forward, challenging all who stood in his path. When he reached the rival king, it was a duel of two leaders, two warriors. The clash was intense, each strike shaking the ground around them. But Narmer's resolve was unbreakable. He raised his scepter and struck down the king of Lower Egypt. The victory was his. With the rival king's fall, the army of Lower Egypt knew the battle was over. Standing tall amid the battlefield, Narmer raised both crowns: the white crown of Upper Egypt and the red crown of Lower Egypt. Egypt was won at last. Narmer had become the first king to rule over a united land, a vast empire stretching from the Nile Delta to the Nubian border. To immortalize this incredible triumph, Narmer ordered the creation of a commemorative artifact known as the Narmer Palette. This stone slab, carved with images of Narmer defeating his enemies, became a symbol of his historic victory, a reminder that he was the first to bring Egypt together as one. After unifying Egypt, Narmer set out to build a new capital, a city that would stand as a symbol of unity, strategically located on the border between Upper and Lower Egypt. This city, which he named Memphis, would become a hub of culture, trade, and political power, where Egyptians from all regions could gather as one nation. From Memphis, Narmer established a central government, a strong army, and a code of laws to govern the land fairly. This marked the beginning of a golden era, as Egypt emerged as a force to be reckoned with. With time, Narmer's legacy grew beyond that of a king. He became a legend. He was remembered as a godlike figure, the founder of Egypt's first dynasty, and the father of a civilization that would endure for millennia. The double crown he wore became a sacred symbol, passed down to every pharaoh after him, a reminder that Narmer was the one who first united Egypt. This is the story of Narmer, the king who united Egypt, who turned division into strength and led his people into a new age. This tale reminds us that great dreams require a courageous leader, and that the will of the people is a power that can change the world. Thank you for watching.